Well, hello there, Apple Bitey. This is your Apple Bite WirttenWrit Ralph talking to you straight from our show here, the WirttenWrit, a show where you and I and you get creative, have fun, and geek out. And boy,
Oh, Ralph, I think I just saw your cat. No, it's Hugbert. Sorry, it's Hugbert. Sorry, my fault. I apologize.
That's Hugbert, not the cat. I gotta say, folks, I've been chasing the cat. So if I disappear for a minute, that's me chasing. All right, folks, we got Kickstarters galore. Let's see, Mr. Fish, yours is running out soon, so why don't you start with you?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have got the Roll for Hero handbook and mini comics still live for 46 hours. We have passed goal. We've hit the first stretch goal. We might hit the next one. I don't know. It depends if we get a big surge here at the end. But anyway, the Roll for Hero handbook is a handbook to go along with our Roll for Hero show that we do every Wednesday. And it's got all the tables and stuff you need to be able to roll up awesome heroes and villains and maniacs and monsters and all kinds of cool stuff. All you need is 6 sets of dice and some imagination, and you can create all kinds of awesome characters like we do every week. And we are creating a mini comic together with the backers. And we have been doing 3 streams a week since the campaign started. They're listed in backer only updates. So once you back it, you can get access to all the live streams. You can come hang out with us. And we created the characters by rolling them up straight out of the handbook. We wrote the story together. We are now like laying out and putting the word balloons and stuff on the pages. And we're going to start inking, printing, stapling, binding, trimming, packing, shipping. The whole 9 yards is going to be done on live stream, so you can hang out with us and see how it's done. Ask all your questions and everything. It's been a really good time. We've literally had people around the globe tuning in. It has been a ball. Today was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun on today's stream.
I gotta say, I've been there a couple of times, enjoying all the craziness. And folks, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
We created an awesome cast of characters, and honestly, we fit almost everybody together into a really interesting story. The mini comics going to be a lot of fun, and it's very like kind of detective centered, and they're figuring out like what's going on, and they're tracking down this cult, and they end up at this dude's mechanic shop as it's a whole thing. I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be fun. It's really cool.
What are some of the characters that were developed, Fish?
Oh man, we developed D&A Alien, who is an alien that can touch somebody and absorb their DNA, and he shapeshifts into them and gets their powers. Emerald Phantom is this girl that can. She's studied the mystic arts of this lost culture her whole life, and now she can use magic and go through walls and turn invisible and stuff. There's Rubber Hose, who is a stretchy dude who uses his powers as a kid to like totally act like a old Rubber Hose animated character and doesn't take things nearly as seriously as his predecessor did. We have Eddie Sparkplug Wallace, who is kind of a middle ground, not so good character who like works on the dark end of things, and he has a mechanic shop where he fixes things for supervillains, and will put like the freeze rays in your headlights of your car and whatnot. And he gets commissioned by the cultists to fix some artifacts they've been stealing and put things back together for them so they can rebuild this temple. And Hexflame is this character who's slowly turning into a dragon because of this curse that she's got. And then there's Baron Asunder, who is working for this evil cosmic entity, Void Rain, and it gave him this power to lead this cult and like bring about the end of the world. But now he doesn't really want to do it. Like he's trying to do just enough to stay in power with the boss, but if you actually like let the boss through the portal and take over the world, then he's just going to become a dog on a leash and not be the big dog anymore. So like he's trying to walk that line between keeping this interdimensional being happy enough to keep giving him power to stay in charge, but not enough to actually let him out. And it's turned into a really cool story, and it's literally all stuff we just rolled up with the fans and created on the spot. It's been really cool.
It definitely sounds like it, and it kind of showcases what this is all about. It's a good way to have fun, and it's a good way to get creative. If you're an artist, it's a good way to draw some stuff. If you're a writer, it's a good way to write some stuff up.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. It's the creativity exercise of it. Like it really will push you out of your comfort zone and challenge you with some things that don't seem like they work together, but then figuring out how to make those random things work together is some of my favorite stuff. Like we have this optional modifier at the end that I call the monkey wrench that usually just throws everything for a hard left turn. And, suddenly you're being hunted by the people that gave you your powers, or your powers are on a time limit and only last as long as XYZ, or your powers are slowly killing you, or all kinds of different stuff. It could be your power only comes from like a major transformation. So you're like helpless as Billy Batson. And if you can't make that transformation into Shazam, then you're toast. Lots of cool stuff. But I just love it. And then you get, random things like ice powers and super speed, and you have to figure out how to like make that work together. And maybe my dude shoots ice on the ground and becomes like a speed skater and is using that to like across the ground really fast, or all kinds of stuff like that. Baroness Under got like high-tech armor and fire control and something else I can't remember off the top of my head. and his powers, he was the avatar of a god from another dimension, and so we ended up making it to where he made this deal with this interdimensional demon, and it gave him this suit of armor that lets him convert absorb energy. That was his other power. So he can absorb any energy around him and turn it into fire and use it as a weapon, and use it as something to burn things and make way the path for Void Rain to take over the earth. And it's good stuff. We've been having fun.
Oh, this is great, man, and I can see where it's so much fun. It makes life easier, especially if you're somebody who's creating comics, or you need a hero, or you need a villain for your hero.
Or you need like a throwaway bad guy to get killed to show that there's real consequences. Or, you need to come up with the 10th henchman to be around, this corner, and you're having trouble thinking something up. Or you just want the creativity exercise. Or you've got kids that are creative and you want to help encourage them to come up with cool stuff. And the nice thing for people of all ages and skill levels is the drawing pad. Now, because we hit the stretch goal, it's going to be split into 2 drawing pads, and one will be all character sheets with all kinds of different body shapes and sizes, and male and female, and everything from the Hulk down to Spider-Man to everybody, all kinds of shapes and sizes. Blob, that's a guy I was trying to think of. His body's in there too. But also it's got all these action poses and stuff in it. So it's going to get split into just one book of all action poses, fighting and doing all kinds of stuff, and then one book of just all the different character sheets. So you can get exactly what you want. And it's all in light blue lines, so you can draw your characters over it. And if you're not that great of an artist yet, it's a great place to start out with and already have the hard part done. Now you just got to put a cool costume on it.
Just amazing. It's such a great tool.
It's a lot of fun, and we've got it like you can get the set that comes with dice and the whole 9 yards, or you can get just the mini comic or just the handbook, or you can get it with the drawing pad and the dice and the t-shirt and the whole 9 yards, and get come on the show and get a brand new character rolled up that you get to keep and do with as you please, and get either a digital file of it or a printed poster, whatever you want. That is guaranteed the cheapest you're ever going to get me to design a character for you. So it's a great opportunity if you want to come on and, we can roll up some random stuff and have fun and pitch whatever you want to pitch while you're on the show to our very excited fans that are usually in the comments fighting over who gets the first comment before we launch.
I got to say, folks, see, that's what in Kickstarters, you get deals. This is a major deal right here.
Oh, yeah. That's a good deal. And
definitely.
We got my buddy Esteban on there too, so you can have either one of us do it, if you like his style better than mine or whatever.
That's totally a crazy good deal.
Yeah. Folks, you know how much it costs to hire an artist and get them to do your character design?
And to get them to sign over the rights to that character and not complain about it. That's the hardest thing, because like I have given away some of my best designs to people just as like a throwaway villain in a book that only appears one time, and I'm like, I would do anything to have that design back to be able to use that guy myself, because it was so epic. And he's sitting in pages that haven't been published 5 years later.
Dude, oh my God! Don't even get me started. I've worked on projects where like, oh, I've edited books that are just never. They're never going to come out. Written scripts that are just never.
Yeah.
Make sure you get paid for it at least, because I've done it where they're like, "Oh, trust me, bro."
Oh yeah, we'll pay you out of the Kickstarter. That's never going to happen because the book's never going to get made now.
Yeah, it's never going to fund. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the coolest books I did, I got paid for it. It's never going to see the light of day, I don't think. As much as I love it, it's got some of my best work in it. I'm really proud. It's really weird, but I'm really proud of it. And I haven't heard from the dude in 2 years, and he hasn't even like asked for the files or anything. I've tried contacting him to give him the files, and it's just sitting there. Kills me.
Folks, we tell you all the time, these Kickstarter things, sometimes stuff happens and things don't appear.
It's weird, wild, and wacky. Like we hit a wild stumbling block on my last campaign that I've never had happen before. But the printer that the publisher I signed up with for the Green Zone trade, he's getting it printed with a big giant order of like 14,000 books that he's ordering. Wow. And everything got held up because of all the tariff nonsense. The government in China won't let us print the books with ISBN numbers without approving them all first. And so now all of the books have been held up for a couple of months waiting to get through the governmental process to get approved, which used to be, I just sent a screenshot that, I owned the ISBN number and it wasn't an issue. But now all of a sudden it's being held up because of, nonsense.
Oh, I like this.
These are being printed right here.
Backers will receive a new 3. Oh my God. Stickers.
Yeah, I didn't change the graphic. We did unlock the first one, the Roll for Hero logo. So all the physical backers are going to get that one. And we will see if we get to the Uncle E by the time the campaign ends in 45 hours. So get out there and share it with your friends so we can get more people to check out Roll for Hero. It is legit. I made it kid accessible and explained everything in ways that anybody can read it and understand it, whether you're not the best reader or you're not as old as some of us are. But also it's just legit fun. I go through this book almost every night and design a character just for fun because it's legit. It's just a good time.
I can see it. I feel like that's why I got it myself. Is like I can just toss things around, see what I get, and then write something.
Oh yeah. And the thing I like about it most is like not everything is visual that you roll up. And sometimes I've had artists complain like, how do I draw seeing the future, or how do I draw, being a telepath or something, or how do I draw this emotional baggage from their past? I'm like, it's not all about things to add into the picture of drawing the character. Yeah. It's about ideas to prompt you into how to create this character and how to make it interesting and complex. And what am I going to do? How do I make these things mix together? Like one of my favorite things is when your alignment and your motivation don't seem to match up on the surface, but that leads to really interesting characters. Like if you're an evil character, but you're doing it out of a sense of justice, then that leads for interesting characters like Dr. Doom, who really believes that he's the best person to control the world. And it would just be better if you would all submit. Yeah. And, or if you're hideously evil, but you're only doing it for attention. Like, to me, that reeks of like Skeletor, like somebody who wants to be evil, but it only counts if everybody gets to see how evil I am. And if nobody's paying attention, then I'm going to get mad and go home. And remember, that leads to interesting characters and fun stories.
Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like it gives you a chance to get more in depth with your stuff. Because you're adding all the bits and pieces. It's the same thing when one of the reasons I love D&D is because you create these characters and everything you add to it makes the character deeper. Even though some people don't play it that way.
Some people just want to play murder hobos. But, the role playing part is fun for me. That's the part that I always missed when I was playing on a campaign where we didn't get to do that stuff, because like I worked up all this emotional stuff for this character, and now it's just about killing things, and
Yeah.
I never get to do the role play part.
I want to
Now
roll
I'm a game master and I get to role play.
Oh man. So if this does well, are we gonna see a D&D version of this?
We might. I haven't played legit official D&D in 20 years. I've been running my own homebrew game for over 30 years. And like since high school, I've been running my own homebrew game. And it's pretty much the same game that's just been going. My kids grew up playing this game. They learned to read and write on their character sheets and do math on dice. And
I gotta say, you can just take your homebrew version and create your character creation for your homebrew.
I've had a lot of people ask me about making books about my game, but my game is so dependent on me and trusting me, because I make everything up as we go along, and I don't have everything written out. And like if you want to try something, I gauge like who your character is, what you've done in the past, how hard this thing is to do, and I give you a number to roll. Like if you're Spider-Man and you want to run up this wall and do a backflip, and land in a cool pose, like, okay, you roll a 20-sided, you get better than a 2, you succeed. If Vaughn wants to pull that off, well, he's probably got to get like a 15 or better, to pull that off.
I see how
If I want to pull that off, I got to get like a natural 35 on a 20 dice.
A natural 35.
It's just not going to happen. But, depending on who you are and your physicality and stuff and what you can do, your number's going to be different. But
come to your homebrew game fish and I properly bribe you with like a fifth of something, we should be okay.
That's the wrong way. Unless it's a fifth of cake, you're going the wrong direction, because that's like 27 years sober now. I'm no better at handling cake than I was liquor, but I managed to get off of it.
Well, cake worked too. That's okay. I'm good with cake.
We're all cakeaholics.
I'm trying to get on the wagon for the next one, but I don't know if I got 27 years left in me to hit another milestone like that.
Oh my God. Cake is just dangerous, folks.
Man.
Oh man. So Mr. Fish, his Kickstarter is going. He has 48 hours to go. You want this, folks. I'm telling you, you really want this, especially if you want to be creative. You want to create some superheroes. You just want to have fun. This is where you got to be.
Fun? I've heard of this concept. Fun.
It's a lot of fun. I've been doing some version of this for a few years.
That is true. Yeah.
On my art stream, I used to roll up random stuff on charts and tables and wheels and all kinds of things, or roll them up out of the Heroes Unlimited handbook or something and create characters on stream and for my TikTok and whatnot. But I had been wanting to do something like this as a challenge for a while, where me and other artists get together and like say we get the same prompts and then see what we all come up with off of that. And my buddy Esteban told me he was wanting to do a show exactly like this. And I was like, hey, well, if we're both wanting to do the same thing, why don't we just do that together? And it is my favorite part of the week to get behind the scenes in Restream on Wednesdays. And he is just binging off the walls hyper because he's so excited about what we're going to do and no idea what we're going to create on the stream. And it's just infectious how much fun he has doing this. And I have honestly created some characters on the show that I dearly love and desperately want to do books about. That's why we did the mini comic as part of this campaign, because we're always making up new characters that we want to turn into books and we don't have time to do. So it's like, all right, we're going to do one and we're going to roll it up together and we're just going to do it all on stream. So if you've ever had a question about how to do any of this, whether it's lettering or writing a script or whatever, you can come hang out with us and ask the questions and see how we do it. And all the way up to printing and bundling the books and shipping them out in the whole 9 yards.
I gotta say, like, you're completely right, because when you're watching your show and you guys are doing all the roll-ups, and it kind of is almost a how-to make a comic type of thing, which is why, folks, you should be checking this out. Especially you guys who are trying to create your comics.
Hopefully it'll answer some questions.
And Mr. Fish, you teach anyway, because a lot of your shows are showing off the process of how to do the things that you do.
Well, anytime I learn something new, I want to share it and I want to get it out there and let people know how to do it. And I've picked up so much stuff, like on Clip Studio particularly, that speeds up my process so much, that lets me be able to make a little bit of a profit on this and be able to pay the mortgage drawing comics that I couldn't do if this stuff didn't help me speed up my process. And so if I can share that with you and help you make a better book, then I'm absolutely going to. Like, I set little things, I customize my my program so that I've got like a little button at the top that will flip the screen for me automatically, and I don't have to go through a bunch of menus to get to it. And then when I pencil stuff, I will flip the whole screen, and then I will tighten that up or ink with the screen flip. So all the little things, like the eyes are off center from each other, or that ear's a little wonky, but you didn't notice it the other way, suddenly jumps out to you when the whole screen is mirrored. And now it becomes really obvious that that head's kind of a parallelogram, and you can fix that. And then when you flip it back to color it, if there are any mistakes left, it becomes clear and you can fix that. And it has made my stuff look so much cleaner and so much tighter. And I'm flipping through books sometimes and I'm like, oh yeah, oh, those eyes are like on two different planes, dude. If you just hit that one button when you were inking, you could have caught that before it got to print.
Oh my God. Comics creation is it's a lot of fun, folks, but it's a lot of work.
But it is. I put in a lot of hours doing it.
A whole lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So Vaughn, tell the people what you're up to, because you're doing 2 books in one.
2 books in one campaign. Sorry, I was just, while I was listening to you talk, I'm like always questioning if I have the right, if the image is good, crowding, whatever. But this is Phenomenova. We are on our 5th issue. It's my personal favorite so far, although I was just revising issue 6. I'm like, this might be my favorite now. I don't know. But issue 5 is my villain origin story. And it's for finally unmasking your main villain, Dark Cloud. But Phenomenova is set 20 years after World War III and follows a brand new generation of heroes inspired by the veterans that fought during the war. And then we've also got The Wraith Crown, which is a brand new book in my universe set in a country that lost the war with more of a fantasy twist. We have, in The Wraith Crown, we have basically this kid whose dad was a veteran who fought during the war, and they go in, and basically the dad gets possessed by this warlock from the Dark Ages, and the son has to put on this Wraith Crown that allows him to control a ghost army and use spirit magic to fight and free his father. We've got 2 different stories. They're both pretty much complete. Wraith Crown is 100% colored. Phenomenova issue 5 is just, we're putting the finishing touches. The last couple of pages are about to be done inking and then colored. And once they're done, we're hoping to get both of these in your hands by the end of the year.
Good deal. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. What made you decide to do 2 books at the same time?
Deadlines, honestly. We were like, oh, well, I'd rather not run 2 separate. Let's just get them together at once. And my friend was like, I don't know. This is a book in my universe. I just proposed the idea of doing it on one campaign. He's like, fuck it. Let's just do it on one campaign. Get them both in your hands at once. So you can buy just one or the other. They're both, it's not a spin-off. It's a separate book in my universe. They're both independent stories. But if you like one, you'll probably like the other. Or you can just read one of them. I'm super easy like that. There's any combination of rewards.
I gotta say, this is hard work. It's a hustle to do one.
Oh God, don't even get me started. And then my artist like, "You ready to start 6?" I'm like, "We got to make some money, don't I want to start paying them right away."
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I'm one of them artists. I'm the same way sometimes. Like, hey, you ready to do that next book yet? No, we still got some work to do here.
I mean, I'm ready. The script's ready to go. I just got to make sure, that I'm not just. And so that's what this is about. So yeah,
Oh, this stuff looks great, man. Wow. But Vaughn, you always bring the game when you come with your books.
100%.
Mhm.
You you have that classic comic book feel to you.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Is I want it to be like the comics, like classic superhero comics, but in the modern age. I always say in the age of deconstruction, I'm doing a reconstruction, reconstitution of the superhero genre. I really want to. I'm not necessarily like I'm doing new things. I mean, it's like I'm not. It's like I'm saying, hey, no, trying anything new. That's not what I'm saying here. But what I am saying is that I like optimistic stories. I like feel good stories. But the thing is, these issues we very much had a lot of veteran characters before, and these ones kind of deal with the darker side of being a veteran, with Dark Cloud and then with the Wraith Crown. But I also ultimately these are hero stories too, just with villains, and actually both these issues are kind of dealing heavily with the villain characters, which is pretty fun. Everyone likes the good villain issues, but you can get all of it on this campaign. We've got physical books, digitals, we've got foil covers, even some metal covers, because I just threw in a foil cover for fun. I was like, all right, well, I mean, I'm gonna have to charge a lot for it, because and then oh my god, people really like it. Wow, all right, I guess I'll do this more often. And then I started doing that with I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, might as well throw some metal covers on there too. So we have that.
I go, man, yeah, you really bring it when you're doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the latest villain.
I was just going to say, I've been so impressed, man, with the way you've managed to bring together such a crowd of people that are so interested in your work, and you pitch it so well. You bring such amazing artists to the books to keep it on point and not like build up a bunch of excitement about something and then hand somebody a mediocre book. Like you're giving them good, high quality stuff, man. I've been really impressed with the way you've been doing things, dude.
Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you. Yeah, I mean, that was I guess I'm always worried that I have to keep bringing them back and delivering, because it's not like meeting a deadline is fine. But if you're like, yay, more slop, they're not coming back for issue 5. They're not coming back for issue 2. And I think each issue, it's hard for me to say. I mean, which of my children do I like the most? I like this one most. This is my favorite child so far. But it's tough because it's like basically the first 4, it was like we're seeing the main character evolve, join the team called Phenomenova. He met them in issue 4. 5, we get the villain stuff. And from here, we're kind of like, if the first 4 was phase 1, oh, everyone's getting to know each other. Okay, now we're plunging into the deep end with this one. Now it's getting darker. Now this is when the cool shit starts to go down. I thought the other shit was cool. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have published it otherwise. But this is the cooler shit. This is where I'm really like, all right, we're ready. We're all set. All right, the car's made. All right, let's go. And it's been really fun. And then the Wraith Crown, it was kind of cool because now it's like now I'm on the other side where I have someone pitching to me. And I was always the kid pitching. And now it's like I have a friend. He's done, but he's never done a comic book, but he's done books. And he pitches me this idea. So I'm like, everything has to work within my world. So I was always making sure his decisions were good. And I was like, here's what worked in my first issue. Here's what didn't. Here's what I recommend. And what I like about his idea is it fits like a glove in my universe, but it's something completely different from what I would have come up with. And I really, his creative process is very different than mine, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing, especially when you start creating a universe, and you have other people come into it, it's the way to be able to build it so that it all works together,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And the ideas somebody else brings in collaborating makes it so much more interesting and rich and dynamic than just sounding like my voice copy and pasted 100 different times. Like, it makes it so much more interesting when somebody else is bringing in character and interest and motivations and stuff to it that I wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so much to it. When it comes to setting after World War III, it was really interesting. Even now, my friend texted me, it's like, what if this happened during the? I eventually will do that story, by the way, said during the war. But it's like, is this country still a thing? Is this still a thing? And it's kind of interesting. Like Austria being on the opposite side of us was basically, my friend was like, we need a European country that has castles that's against us. I'm like, now I made a vow. I'm like, Germany gets a redemption arc in World War III. Okay, so then, but we were like, well, there's Austria. I'm like, I mean, I guess we could sacrifice Austria at the altar. All right. So it's like
Somebody's got to go.
Yeah, I was like, somebody's got to go. I was like, I'm not
getting them or Luxembourg,
Yeah, Luxembourg and all three fans. Although I do wonder, I mean, because ultimately we pulled a bit from All Quiet on the Western Front with the Wraith Crown too. The Wraith Crown is a really interesting story. Lord of the Rings, All Quiet. It's a really weird mix. Like Lord of the Rings, All Quiet on the Western Front, and superheroes. It's a really odd mix with the Wraith Crown, but it's got a unique identity that I think people will really resonate with.
That's good. And I feel like that's one of the things we like about you is that you're actually thinking this stuff through. You didn't just throw it together and go, we'll put it over here.
Oh, I think it threw too much, if anything.
Oh my God, I feel that so much.
I spent so much time going back and forth,
I gotta say, Vaughn, I saw your video for your back cover thing, and this is beautiful.
This is the back cover, and I'm like, what the fuck? I already have too many. I would have made this a front cover as well, but I'm like, all right, well, I already have too many front cover. Screw it. So if we get 400 backers, all physical backers will get that as a mini print. Like I am basically, the stretch goals are actually for real stretch goals, not fake stretch goals. Like actually, there's going to be a stretch to get to them, but then I'm going to be doling them out like crazy after a certain point.
Dude, you really bring it with the art. Look at this thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, he's a smart cat, man. We should all be paying attention, taking notes.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's an homage to the 1978 Lord of the Rings animated movie. My friend who wrote this book worked in the Marine Corps, so those are Marine Corps tenets on the side, which can be really integral to the plot. Basically, if the Wraith Crown, the guy who wears the Wraith Crown, Alphonse, if he wants to master it, he's going to have to learn each of those traits in order to basically, it's like, okay, you want the archers, there's this lesson you got to learn. You want the spearmen, there's this lesson. And so this is like, basically you got to learn all these lessons. Instead of it just, you get the powers right at the gate. So he was like, as a veteran, he was like, I want it to be kind of like there's a drill sergeants, there's whatever in this series.
You have to earn it. Yeah. That's cool.
That's a good thing. Yeah. That's a good way to do it in the story too.
Mm-hmm. Earn the respect and the ability to be able to command all those dead soldiers.
Yeah, exactly.
And we just like following just anybody, man. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And all these digital issue, even the double size, even the triple size first issue, $5 digital. That's it. So you can get all 6 total issues because Wraith Crown issue 5, that's 6 total for just $30 if you want. Or Wraith Crown issue 1 is just $5. Phenomenal issue 5 is $5. We got all sorts of stuff. We got fan art contests if anyone wants to participate. In fact, the winning piece, the Wraith Crown fan art contest, will be the back cover of the book. And the Phenomenova one will be featured within the book as always.
Love it. I love all the community that you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work. Community.
It is.
Oh my God, it's more work than actually, because I'm like, oh my God, I was writing for the first time forever. I'm like, I miss this, but people have to know what I'm writing. Otherwise, what's the point?
So much time doing stuff other than making books is the part that kills me about doing this. But I love it. I want to get the stories out there, so we do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want our stories. We want the stories. We want stories in general out there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, folks, you should support this. Vaughn does amazing stuff, and you know, it's good writing and great art.
Thank you
Look
so
at all
much.
that.
Yeah, we got some original
I remember
art.
this cover.
Yeah, that's an homage to Uncanny X-Men 176. There's still got some of those left over from the issue 4 campaign, just a handful.
Dude, you have been busy with cons as well, man. I feel like every time I turn around, you're at another con. And this weekend, you're going to be at Super Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks, if you want to see Vaughn in person this weekend, you can go check him out at Super Jersey.
Yeah, in fact, if you show me you backed the campaign when you see me in New Jersey, I will give you a free print. If I have a bunch of prints in person, I'll give you a free print.
That's the way to do it. We have a couple friends who have Kickstarters while they're in the cons, and you know, they give people free stuff if you do it right there in front of them. You support or you follow, you know.
Exactly.
I feel like it kind of gives a payoff.
Exactly.
Oh, look at all this stuff. Oof. Just amazing, folks. Just amazing. Of course, I'm going to take the links and put them into the comment section while Paul tells the people why they should go check him out, because he's going to be at Super Jersey this weekend, but he's going to be roaming around.
Right.
Oh, wait. The professor will be at Super Jersey this week.
Yeah, I'll be there in spirit, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend. Should be fun. I haven't been to this con yet, so I was looking at the artist lineup and looks to be pretty decent. So I'm pretty excited about that. It should be fun. But no, it's just our Kickstarter finished a few weeks ago, so we're pretty excited with that. We got funded. We're in late pledging right now. It's through October 1st. Fast and furiously working on finalizing all the pages for the issue, which is looking really dynamite. So I'm pretty excited about this. My kids are my biggest barometer in terms of if something looks good or not, and they keep giving me thumbs up. So I'm pressing forward with they're okay. If you guys don't like it, you can blame them. So that's all right. And then, but I think this is gonna be fun. It's I just keep. I said on Monday's show, I grew up Catholic. I love Easter and I love Easter eggs. So I just keep discovering new things to find, in this issue. And like I said before, we will be offering an Easter egg hunt on our Discord channel. So if you sign up for the Discord, I'll be providing an Easter egg hunt, figure out how many Easter eggs are in an issue, and then I'll be giving out prizes based on that. So just love this idea of trying to build a fan base and get everybody involved and just, have them understand that, history is a vital part of learning and understanding who we are, where we're going and what's going to happen in the future. And, getting people on board with this and understanding what happened in the past is a big deal. So it's funny. My wife was just talking about one of the characters in the book, and I introduced this character. His name's Benjamin Banneker, and he was an African-American, lived during the time of the American Revolution. He knew Thomas Jefferson. He was an abolitionist before abolitionists really even existed. And he invented the first wooden clock, which turned me on to him, which was awesome. I mean, this guy had no experience in terms of building clocks, and he just invented it. And the guy was a genius. But then I came to find out he's also a surveyor, and he actually surveyed Washington, D.C. under Captain Elliot. So I am incorporating him into the story as well. He has a cameo appearance going on, and he'll be a big character in issue 3, which I'm excited about. But I'm really excited to get him introduced into the book, because I think, having not only a person of color, but just, someone who pretty much pulled himself up by his bootstraps in a time it was tough to do something like that and show that you can make something yourself, with an honest day's work and doing the right thing. And it just conveys such a great message. And that's really what I'm really trying to do with this whole series, is get people to understand it's like, yeah, people have their faults, but, if they're trying to do the good things, then that's really what they should be accounted for. So, and I just, like I said, this has been a lot of fun for me. It's been a lot of work, but I'm just excited to get this going. We're still taking late pledges, like I said. I'm still honoring stretch goals at this point, so we actually have a stretch goal for $3,000. If we make that point, I'll be giving away a free variant cover featuring a new design by Keith Williams. He was actually one of the variant cover artists for the initial Kickstarter, but at $3,000, if we get to that goal, everyone in the campaign will either get a digital or print version of Keith's cover, which is a cool rendering of illustration of Nico Time, which is pretty awesome. He did this one here, which is great, but I almost prefer the other one in a lot of ways because it just conveys the whole Nick's attitude and the way he looks, and very ominous looking, so it's kind of cool. But the variant covers we have are Virgin variants. They are only available on the Kickstarter, so anyone that makes a pledge for a Virgin variant, you'll be assured that you won't see these in cons or in stores. Anything that's going to be sold after the Kickstarter will have Time Forces branding on it. So there's an opportunity to get pristine art, as a piece of artwork for the cover. So we have 5 artists that contributed excellent artwork. We have Angel, Son of Saint Lopez. We have Will Torres, Chris Mad, Keith Williams, like I said, and also Angelo Concepcion III. And they all did phenomenal jobs in terms of getting this artwork out. It's just really cool stuff. So.
Just amazing stuff, man. I still am shocked at how much you put together, Paul.
Yeah, the add-ons. I mean, I'm working. I dumped my last provider because everything blew up as soon as the Kickstarter happened. My email system crapped out. My store crapped out. So I said, that's it, I'm done. So in the middle of a Kickstarter campaign, I found a new email system to get messages out to people. Of course, I missed the whole early bird thing, so that was blown. But regardless, fortunately, I was able to, get our funding goal, which is really the important things. And I really appreciate everyone who backed this campaign. They're near and dear to my heart. And I just really appreciate them taking the time and effort to support this project. But regardless, the backing that we have, we're going to be provided even more add-ons that we have. Our storefront is up now. I'm constantly putting new products up that I have in stock and have made available in the past. And so if you go to that store, you'll be able to see most of the stuff I have online right now. There's still a few items I'm still posting, but once I start rolling the backer information out, they'll be able to get more add-ons if they want when they make their final pledges and update their addresses and everything. So it's just fun. I love the whole idea of conveying great uplifting messages. That's why I'm choosing the characters I'm choosing. Integrating historical facts about who these characters are. I have these things called dossier cards, that are actually providing the facts and figures of the characters, but it's also part of the tabletop role-playing game, which I'll be going for Kickstarter right after this one. So come I get the comic book done, I'll have the tabletop role-playing game up for preview, and then we'll hopefully get that campaign launched in early 2027. The game, for the most part, is pretty much done. I'm constantly tweaking it a little bit, and I think one of the coolest things that I thought of in the past couple of weeks is allowing players either play the good guy or the bad guy, so they can play Chronolith or the Inquisitor if they want to take the dark side, or they play the good guys like Amelia, Nick, Togo, or Maisie, or Kaizen, whoever, or they can make with their own characters. I think the whole point is for players to, choose someone they really admire from the past, and as long as they know the historical facts behind them, whether they know them to detail or not, that's not the question. It's like if they want to choose someone they like, they can play that character. So if they want to choose Babe Ruth, they want to choose Lou Gehrig, they want to choose, George Washington or Achilles or whoever, they can choose whatever character they want, and they get one power. And so they can use that power throughout the game. So trying to make it easy in terms of getting the game up and running. They really don't want a big role-playing book. I really want only a couple pages done, which is very feasible, and then just get players going and playing. And the setup's going to be really quick and easy. It's basically a player mat. This is going to be one die, and then they pretty much have cards that are like Trivial Pursuit. So it's going to be a combination of Trivial Pursuit and Dungeons and Dragons. So they get to use their creativity and put their knowledge to the test, and then hopefully get through and save reality that's currently under siege. Because it's going to be Time Enforcers, Reality Under Siege is the name of the game. So that's what I came up with. So
it's funny because even if you play the bad guy, you got to know your history in order to stop the good guys.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing is, I was figuring out the game mats for this, right? And so the health points for the players start high, right? You start usually like Dungeons and Dragons, right? You get so many health points, and you get ticked down whenever you get hit, right?
Right.
So the players get high. The bad guys start on the lower end. And as they defeat the good guys, their power goes up. So it's kind of like evil. So I was thinking about this the other day. It's like it kind of works backwards. So the players, lose points, gain points, but they lose hit points. Whereas the evil guy gains power, but then he loses, his power, his other points. I forget what I call them, but anyway, as he, loses, he misses questions and such. So it's going to be fun. I mean, it's really meant to be a fun experience, either played by one player, two players, team of players. It's really meant for people just to get in and have a good time. And that's what I loved about Trivial Pursuit, because pretty much anyone, any age could play that and have a blast doing it while they're playing. So.
I love it. I love what you're doing. And it all started from a video game, folks.
Yeah, still available on the app stores for $2. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee, and it lasts longer. So, and it's like a book. You can play part of the game, come back to it later. It's like a chapter book. You can follow along with it. And then it's all part and parcel of what I'm doing for this education framework that I call History All Around Us. It's really meant to provide readers and students of all levels an ability to engage with the materials. That's what's so important about comic books, and I think people really don't understand the value comic books offer. They're really offering an opportunity, one, provide literacy, but they're also providing another level with the visual element, and so readers can see and read at the same time, which is really important to engagement. And so the whole point with History All Around Us is to engage those learners different levels through comic books, through the tabletop role-playing game, through the video games, as well as the mission journals that we have for the classroom. So it's about providing the basics for them, but using technology smartly to get them involved and included. And that's where that program is going at this point. We're going to be hopefully exhibiting at EdTech Week. I'm still waiting for the sponsor to get back to me if there's going to be opportunities for that. But we're going to be doing a convention at the NJEEA again in Atlantic City. So we'll be presenting to educators from New Jersey. And so I'm looking forward to that convention. That should be fun again.
Yep. The professor has been busy.
Yeah, I got to stop all these freaking Easter eggs, man. I like it. It's too long.
I just think it's funny that I got all three of you together on the same show because, you guys just don't know how to stop.
Yeah,
it's dynamite. So, yeah, I mean, I'm so stoked. The last 2 pages of the book are, I said the last two pages in sequence. These aren't the last 2. I still have about 5 pages left to illustrate. But anyway, they're dynamite, man. I'm just thinking back to my days of Batman, watching, the Batman serials with Adam West and Burt Ward, and, like the cliffhangers at the end with, what's going to happen to our dynamic duo now. It's like tune in to the same Bat time, same Bat channel and find out. And I just eat this stuff up. I love it so much. It's just way too much fun. I think it's what's really missing nowadays from a lot of the media. Everything's like so violent and stuff. It's like, get in some more campy stuff. We need campy stuff around,
Yeah.
It makes it fun.
Everybody wants to be so serious.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I like Dark Knight. It was a good movie. I like Joker. He's great. But it's like you need something else too. So.
Oh my God. Why so?
Yeah, I can't tell you, man. I sold more bandanas off this Kickstarter than I did at like any convention. So much fun. My dog wears it. She loves it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I noticed those kinds of things. Sometimes things that sell well at cons don't do well on campaigns.
Yeah.
Sometimes things that do well in campaigns don't do well at cons.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird
thing. It can be a mixed bag for sure.
You don't know who you're going to hit. I think getting a fan base that's already coming to your Kickstarter or whatever, they're more apt, I think, to get into an add-on, especially if it's reasonably priced. I mean, $30 for a T-shirt, it's not too bad. I mean, and then the hats I try to keep modest as well. So believe me, I'm not making a lot of money off this stuff, but I just like to get the product in people's hands. That way, it's like they're supporting the brand, which is what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
See, that's interesting because I was picking a friend of mine's brain that I dearly respect, Lori Calcaterra, because she's smart as all get out and really good at keeping her fans engaged. And she's one of my favorite people to run ideas past. And we were talking about like the T-shirts on our campaigns, and I was selling my shirts at $30 a pop, and she was selling hers at like $20 a pop. And we both like heat press the DTF transfers at home ourselves. So we're doing essentially the same thing and get 2 completely different prices. And when we ran the numbers, we came out making the same profit on shirts at the end of the day, at the end of the campaign. But she was selling more shirts than I was. And I started thinking about that math for a minute. I was like, if I'm going to make the same thing either way, and we're only really talking about a difference of maybe 30 minutes of my time altogether, I would rather have more people wearing my shirt
Right.
out there repping my gear than make a couple extra dollars on the shirt.
Oh yeah,
And
I
it's
agree
been
with that.
paying off ever since.
That's why I hand stuff out. Like Ralph will tell you. I mean, people come to my table. It's like, oh, can I have this pin? Yeah. How much is it? Just take it. It's like, you know, why don't you charge you $3? I mean,
I'm
come
always
on,
like, how you making money,
take it.
bro?
You know, it's like, you know, it's not going to kill me. It's like, you know, the kid likes it. It's usually a parent, and it's a little kid. And it's like, okay, yeah, my heart's breaking. Take my Amelia pin. It's okay. It's fine. You know, be happy. It's good. You know?
Well, sometimes
Now,
when you give away the swag, it leads right back to you. So
yeah, I just, you know, the way I look at it, it's like I had one guy come up at Garden State. Was it Garden State? I can't remember. He just wanted the hat. I didn't know this guy. He didn't know my product. He said, I just want the hat. I said, take it. $30. No problem. He took it. It was great. It was awesome. You know, you don't know what kind of chord you're going to strike. And I think the more you have, like Ralph says, at a table, especially in a con, I mean,
yeah,
the more opportunity you have for someone to purchase something. And what I find is to have like a lower price product, because we actually did really well this year at Garden State, because we had really $3 pins, you know, $3 stickers, and we were selling more of that than we were the $30 t-shirt or the, you know, $30 hat. It's just like, especially trying to, people going to the show where it's like $40 a pop for a ticket. You know, I think they're more apt to spend $3 than they are 30, especially if, you know, they're wanting to get something like a Spidey or a Deadpool or a Wolverine, whatever, you know, so it's kind of hard to compete against that stuff. So.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about the mini comics is it's something affordable and cheap that I can have on the table and get you interested in my stuff for a couple of bucks.
Yep.
Or like I've started putting them together into blind bags, and there's like gum and stickers and maybe a wristband and a mini comic and all this stuff in there for a couple of bucks, and people jump at that to, you know, be able to get something fun, especially if it's for the little guys and something they can afford to get and have a bunch of cool stuff in there.
Yeah, the card packs that I had developed for the campaign, I threw into gold foil wraps. Sam had turned me on to it, and he was telling me, yeah, I do these at home. I get the heat seal and everything. And so I did. I took the gold foil wraps, I heat sealed them. But in addition to the cards, I threw an extra card in, threw a sticker in. So it's just like, you know, I can't help it. I just keep loading stuff up.
If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
You know, it's like I just go crazy, but it's really a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff.
And I'm really hoping with this book coming out that I can, you know, start doing more cons specifically for comics. And it's hard to sell a video game at a con. Yeah, I did pretty well with it, but it's just I think it's another thing to have a comic at the con, so it'll be good. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. It looks good.
I think Ralph is looking for his cat.
Yeah, I think he may be knee deep in the chase right now.
So funny. Yeah, he told me like 10 o'clock. He said, dude, my cat ran away. I said, man, you gotta get your cat. Don't worry about the show. You know, so funny.
That explains where he was. I was trying to get a hold of him, and I wasn't getting anything, which is really surprising with him. But
definitely.
Now he's back. Mystery Man is back.
Yeah, the cat got out, but it's funny because you can only do so much. Right now, it's just a wait game for him to either re-show up or, you know, because, again, I can search for him, but he's like out in the backyard, and backyards all connect.
Oh, God.
So there's lots of room to roam there.
Yeah. So all I can do is wait and see, run upstairs, open the door, see if he comes.
He'll be back. If he's hungry, he's going to come back. So
yeah, it's just that when he and I know, and you know, animals, you know, or people in general. If I was just let out at like 9:45, why am I going to go back to the house? That's the way I think about it.
Yeah, tell me about it.
My problem is my cat is so old now at this point. Like if he goes outside and we don't see him for a second, I'm like, did he go out there and die? Or if he's laying still somewhere for too long, I'm like poking him with my cane. I'm like, you still here, bro? Just you sleeping awful hard over there. You've been awful still for a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
I always hate when they do that when they're asleep and you're like you touch them, nothing happens. Then you
Yeah.
touch them again, nothing happens, and then you like shake them. And the cat's like, "What? What do you want?"
Whoa, dude, chill out. Yeah.
Oh my god, I've had a couple of those scares.
And it's been so hot here
Yeah,
that like he started herking one day, and I was like, oh, and I got him and took him and put him out on the back porch, so if he was going to puke, it's out there at least. And I went back out like, an hour later because he hadn't come in the dog door, and I go out there and he's just laying under the table, just chilling, and looks at me, and then he like looks at the door and just laid back down. And I was like, okay.
you gotta
And
love
then
that.
later on, it gets dark, and I realize, oh, wait a minute, he's been out there for a while, and now we can't find him. And everybody's convinced that he died of heat stroke out there in the backyard because it's like 115 or something. And no, he came cruising back in like an hour later, full of piss and vinegar, just having a big old time.
They do it at their own time, and that's, I know that because that's what he does. He shows up like about 3 hours later, usually, and I'm like, oh, all I can do is wait.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, you can see we're cat people here.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Fish, one more time, tell the people where they can find you and all the good stuff.
You can find me at Mr. Fish Comics on all social media, or MrFishComics.com if you want to pick up some of my back issues. But go MrFish.com will take you to the Roll for Hero handbook, or go to Kickstarter and type in Roll #4 Hero, and it will take you to the Roll for Hero handbook and mini comic campaign, which has 45 hours to go. And I'm telling you, this is genuinely a lot of fun. We have a blast with the show. We have a blast sharing this. We have a lot of fun doing this at cons and stuff, and creating new characters with people and with the kids. I have so many people hitting me up now with emails and messages and tagging me in posts and stuff like, oh, dude, look at these 24 characters I designed in the last couple of days since the show. And it's so much fun. I just want to share it. I just want other people to get to check it out and get to have fun. And not for nothing, I love publishing and I love like making mini comics and stuff. I think this size of book is one of the premier ways to like get started. A black and white ash can book like this can be done on your printer at home for next to nothing. I mean, you could print up your own comic book and take it to a local show, a local show at a library or something with like a $50 table charge, and see if this is for you. Try it out. See how you like selling the book. See how people like your stories and stuff. Maybe you get lucky and figure out this is for you and you go full time and start making all kinds of awesome books. Maybe you realize, I love making comics, but I hate sales, or I hate going to cons, or I don't like people. I've met some really awesome creators that make books that I dearly love that just absolutely detest cons, or they can't sell a book in person to save their life and have to bring a friend that can talk to people because they're no good at it.
Yeah.
You can find out, like maybe you'll be like me and realize that you got to struggle tooth and nail to get all of the nuts and bolts stuff done so that you can get the word out so that people will go back to book and go MrFish.com. Or maybe you'll be like Vaughn and people just come swarming because you're really good at that.
Oh, that's not. That is not. There's a lot behind.
You work your butt off, though, man.
Oh,
you
my
work
God.
your butt
There's no
off
ass left
to get those people involved and know where to go and to go check it out. I've been watching. You're good at it, man.
Thank
I'm really
you.
impressed. It may be hard work, but you do the hard work.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So, Vaughn, one more time, tell them where they can find you. Go for it.
Yeah, so RebelOasisStudios.com. You can get my first 4 issues. You can even read the first 10 pages of issue 1 on Global Comics. We've got issues 1, 2, 3, and 4 on my website. We've also got issues, all the issues 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the Wraith Crown issue 1 on this Kickstarter right now. The faster this gets funded, not only the faster it gets into your hands, but the faster we can move on to other books. So do yourself a favor, do all of us a favor, back these books if you're so interested. Anything from physical to digital, we got all kinds of cool stuff. You want high tiers, we got that. You want lower tiers, we got that. We got everything you want.
Yes, folks, go check these guys out. They do amazing work. You want to have these books. You want to check them out. Of course, Vaughn will be at Super Jersey this weekend, so you can actually go in person, support the book there, and get something free, right, Vaughn?
Right. Yeah, you can get something. Well, in person, if you back the book, if you back the Kickstarter, you show me you back the campaign, I'll give you a free print of your choice. That's always a policy of mine when I'm at a show. You're a backer, you get a free print. Or if you back it while you're at the show, you get a free print.
See, there you go. So if you backed it, or if you back it at the show, I feel like that's a great deal.
It is a great deal. I offer a lot of great. That's the thing. People, it's like even my more expensive tiers in this campaign. You really look at what I'm offering. It includes the shipping. I'll have like my more expensive
free
tiers.
shipping.
I'm actually like kind of destroying. It's like you look at it like, oh, my all covers deal actually has a major discount. All my bigger tiers have major discounts.
Mm-hmm.
See, folks. Yeah, he's right, dude. You get the book, you get it's free shipping.
That included shipping is nice. Like being able to look at the price and know that that's the price you're going to pay.
I had never done that before until I saw someone else do it, and then someone said, "Wow, free shipping." I was like, "That's not what." And I go, "Wait, is that what people think?"
That's what people think.
That's fine.
I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, you know what?
That's
the customer, it doesn't matter if it's less because to me it's like that's the reward tier, but it includes the shipping. And I was like, this is so much nicer actually when it came to the rewards.
You know what you're getting, not like, oh well, I'm going to back it for $30 and then get surprised.
It's $40.
Yeah, exactly.
And and then you get charged like $2 tax at the end of the whole thing. And I'm like, no, it's just $30 and you get what you get, or 15 or 5 or whatever the tier is. It's so nice.
Yeah. And that's what it doesn't matter how you try to explain it to people. They just think they got free shipping.
Yeah, listen, you buy the book. That's all I care about.
Oh my God, folks! Hope you liked all this stuff. You got Mr. Fish, you got Vaughn Coleman, you got Paul Hebert. Paul and Vaughn will be at Super Jersey this weekend. So will Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're actually getting the gang together. So you'll be able to see Jay, Silent Bob, and the rest of the guys at Super Jersey this weekend.
Nice.
Awesome. Of course, you can see Ming Chang at just about any con every weekend.
Really.
But Ming's amazing.
I don't think I've been to a con that he's not at.
Oh my God. Any last words, guys?
I've been Silent Bob the whole show.
Indeed. And we have appreciated.
Thank you.
Nathan, have you recovered from Anime NYC?
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh yeah,
let's go. I'll try to go next year. I was waitlisted, so I didn't quite get in. But next year, hopefully.
It was amazing. The vendors did fantastic actually this year. All we heard from the vendors was like, "I did so well."
All right, well, that's good. Well,
so yes, folks, you want to get to Anime NYC? That's why Vaughn's going to try again next year. Yeah, Paul, you missed the party. The good thing was that we had Jesse Judy as home base.
Yeah, I wanted to go, but it just didn't work out. So.
Don't worry about it.
Next year, I might have exhausted. A table. So try and get a table. See how it goes.
Everybody, try to get a table. Go for it. Mr. Fish, come to New York. Get a table.
Hey, I may have to. If it's that good a show, I may make it up there.
It's an amazing
people are spending money at the show. I'm willing to come up there.
Well, there was a couple of weird happenings as well. Some thievery this weekend.
People are stealing stuff.
Oh yeah,
happens more often than I'd like to admit.
Pokemon cards.
I know Pokemon cards. Forget that. Those are really notorious for theft.
Yeah. Let's see. Some photographer got his gear stolen. It was interesting.
I had somebody steal one of my books and then try and return it to me with this story of like, oh, I found this in the trash. Somebody must have thrown it away. I'm like, I watched you walk off with it. Like, I just chose not to make a scene because me getting up and yelling at a little girl wasn't going to help anything and wasn't going to make me any more sales. If she wanted to steal it, okay, it's a $2 book. I'll survive.
I can't believe that they
Was she
tried to
charged you to give it back to you?
I should have
It's
like, oh, I'm sorry, that's $5 to return that, you little lady.
Oh my god, that would have been great. That was $5 to return that thing.
I had
It's a
one dude
finder's fee.
steal one of my digital cards that has a QR code on it that will unlock like the digital books in that collection. Like
Yeah.
you can get all of Alice Lost in Wonderland at the show for like $5, and you get
Cool.
all 3 issues. But that also gives you access to the folder that I put all the digital files in, so you'll get access to the rest of Alice for that price. So it's a good deal right now. The price will go up as there's more books in there. But somebody just ran off with it, and I was like, hey, yo, that's $5. And he's like, okay, cool. And just walks off with it.
Wow.
And-
So wait, you
I
told
was-
him it was $5 and it still ran?
Yeah, he still took off with it. And I was like, and eventually I was like, you know what? Okay, he can go. Again, it's not going to do me any good to yell at him in the middle of a con and potentially ruin my reputation with everybody else standing around. So I just
He's
went
so
on to the next
mean.
person and started selling books.
He's so mean. And you know that's how they'll go with it. You know, they won't say nothing about the other person. They'll be like, oh, he's so mean.
Mm-hmm.
He's picking
And
on
why'd that big giant start yelling at everybody?
All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. On this show, when it ends, I press the button, and where it stops, nobody knows.